Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're decoding a truly fascinating piece of modern alternative dance rock, a track called Month Zero. Okay, let's just dive right into this. Picture a vibrant, photorealistic world. It's packed with synth pop and electronic textures. It looks totally flawless, but beneath all that gloss, it feels deeply, deeply unsettling. This song paints an incredible picture of an algorithmic dystopia, and it delivers it with this charismatic irony and emotional restraint. So we're going to break down exactly how these lyrics construct this world, and honestly, how they map a little too perfectly onto our own digital lives.
Welcome home. Your future has already been prepared. I mean, that just hooks you immediately, doesn't it? Right out of the gate, the intro sets up this perfectly curated, sponsored existence. It even follows up by telling you to please enjoy your freedom, but then quickly reminds you that terms and conditions apply. It's this chillingly polite introduction to a world where your entire path is already mapped out by a machine. Section 1. The manufactured status quo. A perfectly curated life.
The lyrics break down the mundane cycle of this world so perfectly. You wake up smiling, get your coffee first, sit in traffic waiting, and nothing hurts. You swipe the headlines, choose your side because, hey, everything's been verified. You work all day and consume all night. Everything feels perfectly right. But notice the catch at the very end of this cycle. It's just enough to pay the rent, right until the paycheck comes again. This completely frictionless loop is beautifully designed for one thing: to keep you living paycheck to paycheck, totally pacified.
So you might be wondering, what exactly is month zero? Well, based on the chorus and pre-chorus, it's a perpetual state of sponsored comfort. Every road is pre-approved, every dream comes with financing, you clock in, you clock out, and literally every single heartbeat is sponsored by your next subscription. The crucial takeaway here is that month zero isn't a unit of time on a calendar. It's a psychological state. It's absolute comfort and total algorithmic control, where you are completely free, exactly like everybody else.
The golden rule of this whole system is simple: dream in moderation. It's a punchy, honestly devastating directive from the lyrics. The status quo actively limits human aspiration. You're allowed to dream, sure, but only as far as what can be easily financed, packaged, and then marketed right back to you by the algorithm. Anything more than that, well, that disrupts the cycle.
Moving on to Section 2, the illusion of rebellion, selling you your own dissent.
The second verse tackles institutional framing. Society loves to offer this sanitized view that school is simply preparing you for life. But the song completely strips that away, revealing the reality. It's a factory. And the instructions you're given are incredibly clear. Raise your hand, stay in line, question less, you'll be just fine. It's literally training you to accept this curated reality without ever pushing back.
Every rebel shops here too. Man, I absolutely love this line. It's such a pivotal lyric in the chorus. The illusion of choice is meticulously maintained here. The song points out that, yeah, you can choose a channel, choose a feed, but ultimately, someone already knows your needs. You can dance a little, spend a little, post another perfect smile. The system has already calculated your rebellion, and it is ready to sell you the aesthetic of dissent. Now, let's be real for a second and think about your own endless scrolling. The pre-chorus warns, don't think too loudly, algorithms get nervous. The system feeds you breaking news and exclusive truth updated every afternoon. It desperately wants your engagement, but it absolutely dreads your independent, unfiltered thought. The algorithms are designed from the ground up to keep you safely inside those verified boundaries. And this is perhaps the most striking metaphor in the entire piece. Every cage looks better with enough LED lighting. The system encourages you to smile wider, buy faster, upgrade your identity. But upgrading our digital presence, buying the absolute newest glowing rectangle, it merely masks the reality of the digital cage we're sitting in. It's pretty, it's really well lit, but it's still a cage where nobody remembers what they originally asked. Section 3. The dangerous question, a disruption in the code. This is where the perfect, brightly lit facade actually begins to crack. The lyrics isolate this moment so beautifully. In the dead of night, it starts with just one thought. Just this quiet, internal spark of rebellion against the algorithmic perfection. Another, a slow, deliberate, but entirely inevitable accumulation of doubt against the system. Until the walls begin to wonder. This buildup shows how the silence in this flawlessly curated world suddenly becomes incredibly heavy. The silence becomes entirely unbearable as those thoughts just keep stacking up. And then comes the psychological climax of our explainer. A single whispered word. Why? The lyrics explicitly state, not loudly, not proudly, just why. That one simple, completely unprompted word shatters the algorithm's perfect control. It's the one thing the system just cannot process. Section 4. A Quiet Awakening. Unplugging from the feed. Let's actually look at the anatomy of this quiet rebellion laid out in the third verse, because it's not loud. As the song says, there is no revolution, no parade, just tiny questions, quietly made. Step 1, there are people dreaming in colors where no one's selling anymore. Step 2, people searching without keywords, bypassing the search engine entirely. Step 3, walking through unopened doors. And finally, step 4, somebody turning off the television. It's an entirely internal, deeply personal awakening. But here is the bitter irony of the final chorus. The streets still shine, the screens still glow. The city never even noticed the change. The brightly colored system, month 0, remains completely intact for everyone else out there. The lyrics observe, goodbye month 0. Nothing changed, but everything did. The world just kept on spinning, but the individual consciousness was entirely transformed. And that brings us to the outro. Freedom rarely arrives with fireworks. Sometimes it begins with the first question nobody wanted you to ask. What a profound final lyric. So the absolute crucial point to take away from this explainer is this. In a world where every answer comes prepackaged and verified, and your needs are predicted before you even feel them, when was the last time you asked a question nobody prompted you to ask? When was the last time you turned off the screen just to hear your own thoughts? Keep that in mind next time you find yourself endlessly scrolling. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.